Gracious ladies and gentlemen, Anaivarkum Vanakkam. To participate in the Platinum Jubilee, 75 years of successful completion, going through tumultuous phases of the India Cement, the place of pride that it has acquired is a matter of pride for all of us. It's not just a mere coincidence that when the India Cements celebrates 75 years, and so is our country, of its independence. In a way, the journey of independent India and journey of India Cements have been together. India Cements have played a vital role in the nation building right from the day one. We heard the struggle, the stumbling on the stones, going on the bullock cart. These, the pioneers, they displayed incredible enterprise, the courage, the audacity to take the challenge where there was nothing available here. And today, they are a name to reckon with. Their contributions, not only in the industry of cement, but they have diversified and they have achieved and they are achieving creditable achievements whichever field they have been embarking on. Their contribution to the sports is all well known. And I really like when N. Srinivasan mentioned about the value of sports. How sports is important to unfold, to develop and unfold our personality for the best output. And that's how even our Prime Minister, when he launched the Khelo India, encouraging sports among our youth. Its potential is enormous. And I'm sure India Cements will continue patronizing and supporting various sports of this country and helping the sports persons from the remote areas to come up in their life and their career. While mentioning about the journey of the pioneers through the difficult time, the Minister of Andhra Pradesh mentioned about this, how Jamshedji Tata was inspired when he thought of building a steel plant, and the person at the other end in Britain told him that if you can, we will eat every pound of steel that you make. I do not know how many of us are aware here that India was the largest steel producer for almost nearly 2,000 years in the world. And I will tell you one incident, since I am now tempted to mention it, because unfortunately our true history has been erased, we have not been told what we were. In 1840, not even 200 years ago, Sheffield, the largest steel plant in Europe at the time, it was a British company. They had sent 1,000 metric ton of iron to Madras port. And they could not sell even 1 metric ton of that. And when the company asked, why is it that our iron is not being sold in India? The then Governor of Madras, Governor General of Madras Presidency, mentioned that India will not buy, here people will not buy your iron. Because iron, for two reasons, iron is manufactured, not grown. Iron is manufactured as a cottage industry in India. For your information, there were about more than 10,000 smelting furnaces, and the largest was in today's Andhra Pradesh. Then it was Ramnakpeta. It was the largest iron manufacturing smelting plant in this country. They said that Indians will not buy your iron because iron is a cottage industry. And number two is the quality of iron here is better than yours. Sheffield sent their team. They came here, they stayed here for almost 8 years, learned the technique, the ingredients, how to make it, and then they went back, and then the British government killed the industry, and Sheffield prospered. So it's not that. I think Jamshedji was not aware of it. Otherwise, you could have told him the story, that where it was. You know, we are not aware, many of us, we are not aware that till the 18th century, India was the economic powerhouse of the world. And you go to the Google, go to the internet, just type the world economy, a millennial perspective. It tells you. What prompted this study was, in 1972, an economic historian, Paul Baruch, wrote that Europe became rich in last 200 years. America became rich in 100 years. Until then, India was the economic powerhouse of the world. OECD country, this news was not palatable. And so they commissioned another study under Professor Angus Maddison. And a team led by Professor Angus Maddison, they did the detailed study of the world economy, and they published this report, which is available on the internet. Any of you who are interested, just Google it, World Economy, Millennial Perspective. And from the 1st century to 18th century, India was the largest economic power in the world. What happened in 200 years is for us to ponder. Now, it is our time. You know, for a very long time, this country suffered all kinds of restrictions, all kinds of regulations. We didn't trust the creativity of our people. When the pioneers of India Cement started, one really wonders the kind of adverse situation in which they must have worked, getting licenses, getting permissions, getting here and there, all kinds of problems that they had. And overcoming all that, they achieved something which is incredible. Today, the environment is different. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, the country is growing. Country is growing with a newfound confidence, because this government does not believe that government and government alone can bring about the change. If the country has to grow, sabka saath, sabka vikas. Elloru danum, elloru kagum. Everybody has to be. And that is why today our young men and women are doing the wonders. We have more than nearly 80,000 startups when only we have less than 500 till about 7-8 years back. This is the power of our people. This is the power of our young men and women. Their entrepreneurship, they need to be encouraged. And that is the environment that they have today, they are encouraging. Now that this India Cement has completed 75 years, that their task is to move ahead. They have been building the nation, and their responsibility is all the more in the next quarter century, the next 25 years, because when we are in the Amrit Kal, and when our target is by 2047, India must be a developed country. Atmanirbhar Bharat, Darsharp Bharatam, a strong, Atmanirbhar, self-reliant India, a developed India. And in that, I'm sure India Cement will play its role with full awareness that so far you have been building the nation in certain ways. Now we have a timeline. This story, we don't have the luxury of growing at the pace that we have been growing. We have to catch up. India has to. Now India is moving forward with a sense of destiny, and we know what our destiny is. This destiny has to be achieved within a timeline. It cannot be endlessly. in the next 25 years, I wish India Cement all the best. Let their journey of greater glories continue, and you keep making the country proud. Thank you very much.